Hello.
Hi.
Today we have
back.
a special guest.
Yay, our first guest of season 2.
Woo-hoo. We are very, very excited to have a guest today. We're going to talk music industry, a little bit about the artist's process, all that kind of shebang.
Yeah.
Do you want to say your name for the audience?
Yes. Hi, I'm Dana McCoy, and I'm so excited to be on your podcast and
We're
chat
excited
with
to
you
have
guys.
you.
Yeah.
Big fan.
So, Dana, I guess we'll start with you. Who is your goddess of the day?
Wow. Goddess of the day. So Goddess of the day is my...
Like, what you're slaying at.
Okay,
know?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, fabulous. When I first was thinking about this, I was like, my goddess of the day is I'm the goddess, period. That's the end of the
Yeah.
sentence.
Oh, sure.
But no, my actual goddess of the day is TV and film recaps.
Ooh.
If you don't want to watch, 45 hours of television and you want to know what happens, come to me. I will tell you whether you ask or not. I will tell you, and I just truly think no one does it better. Actually, yeah, it's a special skill that
Sometimes I will ask you questions and one sentence, bitch. I'll get it from you.
Yeah, it was just like my friends when Love Island was going on, they would be watching and people would come over and they'd be like, okay, we need to explain because they haven't seen, and they would call me and be like, Dana, can you just give them a recap of it?
I do. We stopped watching it. What happened in the last episode? Someone interesting went home, but we stopped watching it just because it was getting a little too monotonous. So
yeah.
you gotta let me know what happens. I want to know about the baby doll challenge and I know who wins. It was spoiled, so then I was like,
And you
I
know
don't
what?
need to.
I can do that for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I got you.
Issa,
Yes.
what's your goddess of the day?
I'm so glad you asked, Jordan. My goddess of the day is the goddess of doing new things.
Period.
I'm meeting new people. I'm going to the Central Library to do a tour. I thought that was fun. I've been very into looking at free things to do in the city.
Well, yes.
And the public library hosts many an event.
I go all the time.
Really?
But every branch has different things. You can go, they had a putting the dried flowers on a candle holder the other day in North Hollywood. I was like, okay, I would go to that.
Right, that's so
or they had
cute.
free Peruvian music. They have so many events.
DTLA, the library there that you're about to go to, they have the it's so cool. I'm sure maybe you've heard of it, but they have, if you're a member, if you have a card, you can rent out recording studios for free.
Oh, actually, I did not know this at all.
Well,
Maybe we'll do a little
Make a little note.
a little travel episode.
truly, well, they have
Come with us.
podcast studios.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, come with us to the library.
Come with us to the library one episode. So Ian has a break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is your goddess of the day, Joe?
Thank you so much for asking, Issa. My goddess is of formal meetings.
Okay.
So you both know a situation that happened to me last night. And starts with a D, ends with 8.
Yes.
Oh my god, wanted to shit my pants.
Okay.
But
I love that that's under your formal meeting category.
no, it's
By
not. That's
formal meeting. I think
no.
going
I was
into
like,
office.
She's
That's
setting
what-
it's on the calendar.
So formal meeting is me introducing myself as Jordan Tate Burroughs.
Okay, yeah.
Hi, I'm Jordan Tate Burroughs. I'm an actress. I'm a podcast producer.
Right.
Multi-hyphenate. Let's get coffee. Let's talk. Oh, I'll do that till the cows come home. I'm so good at that. I'm so good at networking.
But that other thing.
Now, meeting humans as Joe from New York, that makes me want to throw up.
But Joe from New York is still all those things. It's just the secondary
Sure.
stuff. So you should just think that Joe is actually Jordan Tate, but that's your Clark Kent. You should just be out.
David Corn Sweat.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about that. David Corn
Yeah.
Sweat. That's my Superman. I'll just say
Actually,
that.
I am going to be honest, I didn't realize that they switched Supermans. I just thought it was still Henry Cavill. They're
the
look
same.
Exactly
Well,
the same.
Sure. Yeah.
Do they not?
Well, like, yes.
Blue-eyed white boys.
Because, I mean, like, they're playing, like, the same man, and so they, like, make them look exactly the same.
Is it the same version of Superman just at a different point of his life, or is it like...
No, it's a completely different, like...
Right.
It's like a new...
same,
like, Superman is Superman, but it's, like, a different... like, Lois Lane is different.
Yeah. Like, it's a different interpretation of it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they kept, like... The reason that all the Supermans look sort of the same is because Clark Kent is such a, like, distinctive character.
Yeah,
That's
they can't
true.
deviate too much.
That's true.
Yeah.
But there's a giant poster at Warner Brothers of it, and I was like, look at Henry Cavill.
Oh my God.
Like, I literally was like, that's that man.
No, I kind of get that, though, actually.
Yeah. They have the same features, but different facial structure.
Well, yeah. So, you know what the show Hollywood
Yes.
we've talked about? Mm-hmm. The guy who plays, like, the actor? Mm-hmm. That's him.
It is?
Yep.
I've never seen
He
this
did, like,
show.
a whole physical transformation.
Wait.
Oh.
Wait. That's
Yeah.
the same person?
Yep. Same person.
Did he, like, get an entire identity switch? I'm confused.
No, he just,
His
like...
eyes are blue in that show?
He's, like, hazel blue eyes.
blue eyes?
I don't know. But, yeah, same
Have to
person.
look into this.
He's Julie Moore. By the way...
I've never seen the show, so I don't know what he looked like. I only know him as Superman.
Wait, the actor that is like change your name, or the person that goes and works for the car place?
The car place.
Okay, that's different than the person that plays the actor.
They're both the actors.
No, but the person that plays the
guy
actor
who's,
is
like-
the guy that they're like, change your name, you're a buff little guy,
Yeah.
versus like the husband that cheats on his wife.
Yes. It's the husband that cheats on his
Okay.
wife.
I was like, I'm confused.
Yeah.
Okay, now that makes sense.
Yeah. Same guy. Also, he was one of Felix's students.
Oh, that's
At
one of our
Juilliard.
teachers.
Yeah,
that
one of our teachers
passed
that
away.
passed away. And it's fine. Well,
He was a very old Russian man who taught Tai Chi.
yeah.
Okay.
He used to be a teacher at Juilliard, and then he was like, I just want to go be with bears in the mountains. So he went to Syracuse.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, what we came here for actually is to hear a little elevator pitch about you and your style and that kind of shindig.
My elevator pitch. Wow. Okay. Here we go. As I said before, I'm Dana McCoy. Step into the Dana show, where everything is fabulous, everything's wonderful. The girls are oohing and eyeing. There's lace, there's shimmer, there's showmanship. It's a wonderful, wonderful world. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for having us. You sound weak. Okay, so to dive into the world of Dana McCoy,
Yes.
what made you first fall in love with music?
I feel like I don't have a specific, like, oh my gosh, I heard this song and I was like, how did they do that? And like, whatever. I feel like I kind of don't know a time when I wasn't like, oh my God, like I came out of the womb pretty much being like, la, like I just never was. I was always singing, always very diva as a child. And I think I did my first performance when I was like 3. So yeah, I don't remember a time when I wasn't like, oh, singing. This is just like what I do 24/7 all the time.
Sure.
Do you think your home like fostered that kind of thing? Like, was your family into music?
Oh, absolutely. My mom sings, my sister sings, and my dad cannot sing, but
He loves listening to singing.
he does, and he also, I think, has, of my household, but beyond my sister, probably like the greatest appreciation for music. So I feel like we just had like a musical household, and everyone was always like, my mom and dad were always like, your life is a musical, like you just literally never stop. Yeah.
Do you feel like they were influential in who you are as an artist? Do you feel like you have any specific people that influence you as an artist?
Yeah. So my dad, I feel like each of them have like a very something significant that I pull from. My dad was really into like Prince and Patti LaBelle and Mary Mary, Earth, Wind and Fire, and I feel like I definitely have a sort of like retro kind of feel to some of the music that I have that I definitely feel like comes from like loving that. And then my mom was very like 60s girl groups, like, you know, It's My Party and I'll Cry If I Want To, the Shirelles, like all of that. And I feel like that honestly maybe translates a little bit more style wise. And my sister was very Beyonce, Alicia Keys, Mariah Carey, and those are like
girls.
Bible. So I'm just kind of like all of that kind of comes together. And
sure. Yeah. Do you have artists now that are making waves in the industry that you look to and draw inspiration from at all?
Yeah, I'm a big Chloe and Halle fan. I love Olivia Dean. Who else am I really like? Oh my gosh. Eloise, Lucky Day, Amber Mark, Snow Allegra, Beyonce, Solange. Yeah.
You said Eloise, and I almost wanted to be like, oh my god, I love Eloise.
Oh, you love Eloise?
I love Eloise. Right? She's so good. She's amazing.
Down to listen to later.
Yeah.
And like Eloise at the Plaza. That Eloise.
Sure. So you went to the recording school.
Yes.
At NYU.
Yeah.
Which is notoriously not only a very hard school to get into because they take like 6 kids a year or something like that. Like what was your?
It was 60 in a class.
That's insane. But do you feel what made you decide to pursue a degree in recorded music, and also do you think that going to a 4-year college helped or hindered your artistry?
Well, actually, I don't think it was really an option to not go to college. So there was that. But I felt like when I was in school, in high school, I was just like, there's literally nothing that I think I will enjoy doing if it's not singing every day. So I was like, we gotta figure something. Like I was just like, okay, so I have to go to school and like get a degree in music and figure that out. And I actually didn't find out about Clive Davis, blah, blah, blah.
Clive Davis.
The Clive Davis Institute of Recorded Music. It's just such a long title. I'm like, yes.
You're like, yeah, I did.
Yeah. And
I did do that. I went there.
Yeah, but I didn't find out about it until my sister actually like put me on, I think maybe at like a month or 2 months before all the like application stuff was due, because this artist that we both really loved, Elle Varner, went there, and we were like, she was like, you need to apply to this. And I was like, okay, like, wait a minute, Elle Varner went there, I love her.
You're like, oh, well, then my path has been spoken
right.
for.
I was like, okay, period, let's go there. Yeah, but I really only applied to like music schools.
What's the process of applying to recorded music schools?
Wow. So I only applied to 3 schools. I applied to Berkeley, I applied to AMDA, and I applied to NYU. And all of them had, Berkeley and AMDA, I think, had like an audition process where it was like, for Berkeley, I went in and I sang, and then I did some sight reading and kind of like that. And then AMDA, I think I just sent in a video of me singing. I don't really remember what the application was for that. And then Clive had their own, like the regular NYU application, and then you had to send in a video of you singing. You had to make a playlist of like 10 songs you'd listen to for the rest of your life. You had to write an essay about the 10 songs that you'd listen to for the rest of your life. You had to make an essay about the song that you sang and like credit the, like, find the producers, find the like engineers, find the songwriters. And then you had to like do a statement of like a video statement of why you thought you fit the different tracks that they had for when you were applying, because you could apply as a performer, a songwriter, a like journalist, and like all these different things. So that one was like, it was a lot.
That's crazy. You were like, I better get into this.
Yeah, like they had us doing a lot.
Yeah. Do you feel like it felt really professional and very like you're coming into this to be in this industry for the rest of your life?
Yeah, I feel like it gave it was very, as they say, and it is actually advertised pretty well, very a holistic education of the music industry.
Sure.
Because they do, like, we are in this, like, an actual studio sitting at the booth, like, learning how to use the board. We're taking journalism classes. We're taking marketing classes. We're taking songwriting classes. Like, you have to write a song a week, and you have to go in and you have to play it for everybody and get, like, nobody's, like, doing anything crazy in there and, like, giving super harsh feedback, but you do have to, like, get comfortable very fast, kind of, like, being either, like, feeling really good about what you're doing or feeling kind of like, wow, what's going on? Because there are also kids there who have been producing and, like, songwriting. People applied with their album, you know, and we're like, you know, and so, like, I came in and I think I'd maybe written like 1 or 2 songs before I got to school, but I remember sitting in our class, because there are only 60 of us, it's so small. So it's really typically like 6 person to a class. So you're in the room with like 6 people and the professor. And we're learning about the board, and they're talking about compression, they're talking about reverb, and somebody's asking about like side chaining and analog digital and like whatever. And I'm like, guys, like, I just got here. I want to learn about reverb. Yeah, I'm like, hold on.
Yeah. Which one turns the mic on?
No, literally. I'm like, it's a lot of buttons. Can we just figure out, like, what is this even called? What is the board called? Like, what are we? Hold on. Give me 1 second. Whoa. Yeah, there were a few tears because I was like, I feel like I missed like 4 weeks of school on the first day because of some of the classes I was in. I was like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Do you feel like, because I know some people that go to school and get degrees in theater or music and then come out of it going, never mind, I don't want to do that anymore. Do you feel like you ever had that experience, or do you feel like the whole time you were like, oh, this is good, I'm amping up and I'm amping up?
I think I definitely, like, from where I started to where I ended, I would say that I definitely was like, I have grown so much. I don't think there was ever a time where I was like, I don't want to do this anymore, but I think it was just like really, really humbling, and I had to like be okay being bad at things, because I feel like for me, singing was something that I kind of just always could do it, and it wasn't like, oh, like, I took lessons and I got like really good and like all this, like, they're very like lucky for me. I kind of was just like, I can sing and like, this is nice, but I hadn't been doing production and I hadn't been songwriting. So I think going into that and being like, oh, like, there are things that in music that I'm kind of bad at, like, it was very like, oh, this is going to take more like effort and kind of just like inner work than I thought it was going to.
Attention.
Like, like you have to like actually work. Like, this is going to feel a little bit like a job sometimes, and like trying to get better at it in a way that singing really never had.
And putting your ego aside, saying like, okay, I might be good at singing or I might be good at acting, but I might not know all of what I need to know to be a professional. So I need to say, okay, I'm clueless for this part, so I need to learn.
And it was a program where like singing and performance was kind of like on the back burner. It was more about like production and like songwriting and those sorts of things. So it was kind of like the thing that I felt like was my identity and like I was really good at. The value of that in school was like a little bit less. And so it was like, okay, like I feel like I'm falling a little bit behind the pack because I don't know a lot of the things that people already knew. And then, you know, you don't want to play your really sad beat in front of the whole class.
You're like, I really hated this week.
Like, you have to write a song a week. I don't know what to write about. I'm just like, boom, boom, da, boom, boom, da. Like, you know, like, I'm trying to use Logic. I have the little drummer, like, thing going and just like, ooh, like, it's just, it was humbling, But it was, I think it was good because I felt like, the confidence after, and like looking back on some of the stuff that I did then and like playing it again, I'm like, girl, it wasn't that bad. At the time, you're like, this is hideous. I wouldn't play it for y'all, but I'm just like, it wasn't that bad.
There's a lot of talk at Syracuse, which I think is an important talk in any performance program, of like uncomfortable versus unsafe. And it's okay for a room to be uncomfortable, but it is not okay for it to be unsafe.
Yeah.
And I feel like that exact thing where it's like you can go in a room, and obviously for acting, it's more like, I don't know exactly what I'm saying when I do this Shakespeare, and that can make me uncomfortable. But everyone's there to get better.
Yes.
Nobody's there to be like, fuck you, that sucked. Everyone's there to be like, let's break it down then.
Yeah,
and it's such a different feeling, and it's okay to be uncomfortable because you're there to grow in the first place.
Yeah, and I definitely wasn't like alone in that.
Yeah.
So I think it also helped to have friends who like,
we're also in the same
we're all
wavelength,
kind of like, what's going on? Like, we're in New York. Like, why did we pick this degree? Like,
so true.
What's happening?
Yeah.
And everyone kind of had their, everyone has their like different strengths and weaknesses. And I feel like it was nice to, even if like as a whole, as the institution, it wasn't like, oh, performance is like this thing that's super like, because that was more like an elective, which I did have beef with, because it was mandatory to take production classes. It was mandatory to take songwriting. It was mandatory to take journalism and all this. But like performance was an elective. And I was like, I feel like everybody should have to get on stage.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys should have to see like the thing that I actually enjoy and I find really easy for me to do is actually a hard thing. And I feel like we should all have an appreciation for what everyone's coming to the table with.
One of my favorite classes that I took was this class called Directing the Actor in my senior year, where it was the film master class, like the master's film students who were directing majors directed the Syracuse drama actors who were in the class. And there were 6 master's students and there were 6 drama students. But the last 2 classes, the drama students had to direct the directors. The directors had to act and they had to memorize and do all of the analysis and stuff. And they were like, this is so scary. Like, I hate this. Like, this sucks. You guys, like, I thought like acting was just like talking about like emotion and like do this emotion, but like it's really not.
Yeah.
And we're like, yes, thank you. And directing is also extremely hard.
Yeah.
And so in that same vein, like, I think it's important that artists, no matter what medium, learn the other artists' craft.
Yeah, I think it would have been nice because I definitely felt like it was so like that insecurity and that humbling. I'm kind of like, it sounds like terrible, but I'm like, I wish it on everybody. Like, I think we should all know, like, because like I have such like, I am not a music journalist. I'm like, okay, I tried to write that paper. I did that interview, and that is not like, that's not the way with words that I have. That is its own special skill, and I recognize that. Same with production, same with marketing, and like all of that. I'm like, I think everybody should just, let's step on the stage, pick up that mic.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's see.
But it must help when you're writing now to be like, oh, I know that I can do this distortion, or I can put this in this kind of capacity so that it'll sound like this in my head, because you know that you have that range of stuff to do versus like, I could pick up a guitar and play, but I have no idea how it's going to record. I have no idea the like whateverness of it all.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think for me personally, I was learning all the things I needed to learn, because I feel like performance, when I was taking performance electives, there was a lot of like, oh, like if people have a nervous tick when they get on stage and kind of like that. And I genuinely feel so comfortable when I'm on stage. So it was kind of like, that's not really like, I feel like we need to like push it a little bit further for me. And that wasn't really like what we were getting in the beginning. So I felt like the knowledge, I mean, I didn't know what the like Logic, Pro Tools, I could not identify any of those before I started school. So I was like, I'm learning exactly what I need to know. Yeah, so I think that was like, the curriculum was like perfect for me in the sense that it was all the like question mark areas. I was getting a whole bunch of knowledge. I just wanted everyone to like also want to know
the question mark areas. You know? Yeah.
What made you want to leave New York after graduating and come here?
Oh, you know, I didn't really want to leave New York. I graduated literally 3 months after they were like, everybody go home, there is a global health crisis. So I was in Maryland, and I graduated on Zoom, and I all my stuff was still in New York. I had gone home for spring break, really just to like get my hair done and like go back to New York. And they sent us an email and they were like, hey, did you bring your books? Because you can't come back here. And I was like, oh, okay. And at the time I had 2 roommates, but my mom was just like, just stay home. Like, do not go back there. Maryland is so much more like spacious and just safe. Like, you know, they're talking like, we don't know how this is being spread. Yeah. Like I sit in the backyard, like don't be pressed against a whole bunch of people while we don't know like how this thing is being spread. And like, it looks scary over there. And then I was home for 11 months. Yeah. But I will say I had an amazing time at home. That entire time, my parents and I never fought once. We literally just had a lovely, copious, like,
cohabitating.
Yeah. It was like great. I also felt like this is probably the last time I'll spend this much uninterrupted time with them, because whenever I move out, like, I mean, I hope that I will be flourishing and prospering, and I won't need to like come back home and stay in their house. But so I was really trying to like appreciate the time, but we had a great time. So I know every time I tell people 11 months, they're like, good God. But I'm like, we really got along. We're locked in. And then a couple of my friends were like, we're moving to LA. Like, are you sure you want to come to LA? Like, come to LA. And I was like, no. And then I just kind of couldn't see myself moving back into New York for some reason. And I was like, maybe I'll go to London. Maybe, I don't know where the hell I'm going to go. And then my friends were like, no, like really, like like, are you sure? And I was like, I don't want to move and you guys be the only people I know in LA. And then I'm trying to like lean on you to make connections with people. And then you're like, wait, like, let me get closer to them. And that, you know, cause it's like, now I resent, like, I just like had this whole, like, now I resent you because I'm like waiting for you to like introduce me to somebody and you haven't done it yet. And we're like, you know.
The idea of making friends and making professional connections in Los Angeles is so scary. Like when you're not in LA and then you get to LA and you're like, oh. Like that was like, it was a little bit of a learning curve, but like, that was fine.
Yeah. But it was also like still pandemic hour. So it was kind of like, people are not talking to people they don't know right now. Right. But then I got an email from a label and I was like, okay, like if there's something that is bringing me out there where I like feel like there's a sign from the universe or there's something where I won't just be dependent on you. And I had like a nice talk with them and I was telling them like, oh, like maybe I might be out there. And when I got out here, they were like setting up sessions for me and stuff. Whoa. And so I was like, okay, cool. Like, maybe so I was like, oh, my sign to maybe just move. And like, and I kind of felt like at that point, I'm already starting probably from the easiest position. Like I'm in my house. And if I move there and I hate it, I know my parents will let me move back home for like 10 minutes to figure out what I want to do after. So I was just like, okay, I guess I'll move. But I was never like, yes, like Los Angeles, like the city of dreams. Like I was never like, I need to be there. It was kind of, it was a little
happened.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's awesome. So how do you feel like LA has helped you as an artist? Has it, or has it helped you like as a human? Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I kind of feel like, as an artist, are the good things that happening because I'm in LA, or were they always going to happen and I just am here, if that makes sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's because I work with a lot of people that don't live in LA. And so like for my first EP, a lot of the songs were made over Zoom and were like made just like I wasn't really working with anybody that lived here. Yeah. But I was like, okay, but like we're like in the groove of working on things, and it came out and it was great. But then I was like, okay, like did I need to be here for this or what's going on? But yeah, LA. What was the question?
I guess I mean, this actually brings up a good segue to our next question that I'll line it with. But how do you feel like you or your music being here and in various places from between your debut EP, Those Who Wait, Someone Else, and your newest one that just came out, When We Wake?
Yes.
How do you feel like you as an artist have changed in that time frame? Also, go check out Dana's music. It's really good.
Please go stream. I'm not sure the change has anything to do with LA. I feel like it's definitely a continual confidence build. Like, I feel like I felt really good about the first EP because it felt like the first bit of music that I made that I was really like, oh, like, yes, this is exactly kind of like what I want things to sound like in the Dana McCoy universe. And then I feel like things just keep getting more intentional and more direct and specific. And I also kind of feel like it's one of those things where I'm still working with a whole bunch of friends that I met in school. And so, like, obviously through practice, everyone kind of gets better at the thing that we're all doing. Yeah. So I feel like the first EP compared to the second, the songs that I did with those friends, it just sounds better because we are just better at, like, we've just like learned new things about production and songwriting and and just like
it's on the job training instead of like in school. You gotta there's only so much that school can teach you, and then you go out into the real world and you're like, oh, I need to actually put everything into practice. Here's how I do it.
Which I don't think you asked a question. I don't think I ever answered it of like, did going to school hinder or help me really? And I feel like it did both. But what I will say is when I was in school, I think it would have been more helpful if I already had an idea of the artist project that I wanted to do. So when we were doing like marketing campaign sort of things, it would be like, okay, like this is my ideal audience. And like, but there was a lot of like guesswork and just like, I was like, I don't know, maybe people who listen to Solange will also listen to me and like doing that. And so I feel like it didn't stick as hard, where like now I'm kind of like, I think being in school right now, knowing what I know already, which I like needed. It's kind of like the job. You needed the job to get the...
It's the catch-22 of it all.
Because there's so much that I feel like if I was in class talking about marketing right now, I'd be like, okay, well, I have a song coming out and like da-da-da-da. And then we can like figure out a marketing campaign based on the things that we are talking about in class right now. But it was all so abstract that I feel like I lost a little bit of it. I feel like I still have a good idea of some of it, but I just wish I was like in the room right now with actual like tactile learning of like the thing.
Absolutely. Sometimes I think about how, especially for arts college, but for any form of studying, that there should be like 2 years after high school before college that you have to like live as a human being, like in the ether, because that will give you world knowledge going into it, and you'll have a little bit more of a sense of, okay, well, I have taste that I have been curating, and now college is going to help me even more expand that. So sometimes I think I have thought about that. Of like, if I went back to school right now, but going to grad school sounds like my worst nightmare currently. But
well, yes, they don't have a grad school for what I did, so no, I don't know what I would do there.
Yeah. Sometimes I wish I still had access to like my Google Drive, because I'm like, I would love to go back on my notes from this thing.
I saved my Google Drive.
Yeah, I was
a big notebook girl, so I don't know where those are, but I'm sure if they're somewhere, maybe in my house, or my mom threw them away. I don't know.
I have a couple of papers that I saved from notebooks, but I'm like, do I look at those? No. I just know that I have them, and I have the knowledge if I wanted to use it. But
in our last episode, that was the first time I cracked open my college notebooks. Like forever, I was like, oh my God, I did learn this about theater history. Oh my God. Oh, I did know this, which is always like so interesting to look back on.
I know that in acting school, they teach you a lot about like the actor's toolbox, how to approach this, how to approach that. Do you feel like you have changed your like songwriting process in school? Do you feel like that gave you your process? Do you do lyrics first, melody first?
I feel like I didn't really have like a songwriting process when I was in school. I feel like songwriting in school for me was kind of like the assignment is due, and so you have to show up with something. I put out, I think, maybe 2 songs while I was in school, but it was definitely more of like a, oh my God, I wrote something. Like,
sure,
let's put that out. And I think it was, I feel like my process is really always evolving. But when I first got out of school, my friends and I were doing, we kept up the song a week sort of thing, so that we were like always staying in contact with each other.
You were telling me about this.
Yeah, so we did that, and we would like write a song, and we'd give each other super like weird prompts, or like, you know, like someone would pick 5 random words, and we'd be like, okay, you have to write the song with these words, and then like I have to write songs with words that you literally, like I think one prompt was like, write a song that sounds like an acid trip. Like it was just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And
EDM.
No. Yeah. And then, so I think we started doing that, and because there was kind of a levity to it of like, this can be bad. I feel like the biggest thing about the songwriting process for me is kind of letting, like, you have to kind of go into it being like, I'm not putting any of these out. This is like just for me music. And then I end up being like, wait, maybe this is for everybody. Maybe everybody should hear this. Yeah. Which kind of happened while we were doing the song a week, because I would be like, I'd like show them my song, and then I'd be like, wait, I think I'm gonna like work on this a little bit more. And now I feel like my process is sometimes it can be very dependent on my mood. Like I feel like I'm quick to be like, you've scorned me. Here we go. I'm like, we're enemies. Here we go. Here's a song about you.
Yeah.
And so I find like it's super easy for me to write when I'm like upset or sad. And then sometimes I'll keep up like song a day, song a week, just to like stay in the practice. Cause I feel like once I fall out of it, I'm like, I don't know how I did that. But it does kind of feel very like the channeled pathway sort of thing, where a lot of songs that I've written, I'm kind of like, I don't know, like who that person was that wrote that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like she was on something that I'm like, how do I get that back? I have to get something else now.
One of Ian's friends writes music, and he was here a couple weeks ago because he's going on this like huge road trip. He was like, I haven't written anything in a while. I'm waiting for me and my current girlfriend to break up. I was like, that's criminal to say.
Okay, yeah, I don't do it like that.
But he was like, I know it's gonna flow once the heartbreak comes. Like,
but actually, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've told both of you, but like I do still not to any level that you do. But
we haven't heard them yet, so we'll see.
And you might not. And you might never, babe. You might never. But I write songs. But sometimes I look back and either I'm like, she was really good, or I'm like, oh, I was just unmedicated.
And sometimes that makes a great song.
Makes a great song. Sometimes it makes absolute gibberish.
No, yeah. Sometimes you're like, it's like looking back at old journal entries and being like, are you okay? Like,
yeah.
You're like, that was drama.
You're like, I was
what?
8?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah, it could be like the smallest situation. But what I will say is, I will tell people that the song is about them. So,
Oh, you'll go. You'll say to someone's face.
I'll wait until the problem is like over. I won't like in the midst of it. I won't be like, and I wrote a song about you.
I'm writing about you right now.
No, yeah.
You should make like an EP or an album that's just the names of everyone for the song.
I'm scared for but usually they're like not. I've never like, you're a bitch and like whatever. It's usually like something like, you really poetic. Hurt my feelings. Like it's just like that level of, but it's like that level of anger. Like I'm actually really just sad. And this is a sad song about you. It's not usually
figuring it out.
Yeah. But everyone eventually does learn that the song is about them.
That's awesome.
I feel like that's better than being like, is this song about me? Like, I feel like it's better to know and then be like, all right.
Yeah.
Confronted by their feelings again.
But I also feel like, you know what, if the shoe fits.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, give back the scarf, Jake. Give it back.
Oh my gosh.
Do you feel like Spotify or any platform that you put your music onto is helpful for budding artists? Do you feel like there's anything that you wish the industry like did differently to appreciate smaller artists?
Yes. Pay us. Pay us. 0.0034 cents for every stream is crazy.
0034?
Yes.
That's criminal.
So you get 34th of a penny?
Yeah.
Dang.
So like, yeah, one of my songs has 1 million streams and that is like $4,000. Which is like, woo. But also like, y'all listen to it a million times.
Yeah.
It's $4,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. that
4
does
million
not-
makes sense. You know
Yeah,
what I
like
mean?
give me like 50 cents on the, for, you know,
Yeah,
something.
50 cents.
Yeah. Or 1 penny per stream, maybe.
Even 1 penny per stream would actually be so hot and sexy.
$100,000?
Yeah.
1 penny per stream would actually go crazy. Like, can we please?
Yeah.
I'm begging.
Half a penny. Why 0034? Like that makes no sense.
It's just, y'all are wrong for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's crazy work.
Yeah.
Do you think that, and on top of Issa's question, being on indie playlists on stuff like Spotify, like Fresh Finds and Butter, does that help artists or?
I definitely think it can. I feel like I wouldn't say there's one streaming service that I would say is like the best to be on to kind of like help build your career. I feel like they all, because it's dependent on like where does your audience listen? Do they listen on Spotify? Like if I'm on a Spotify playlist but my listeners are real Apple Music people, I mean, it's like I'm gonna get some new Spotify listeners, but that doesn't really help my
Apple
you know?
Music, sure.
So I think it kind of
Now, if you had the money to market yourself,
right, then it's kind of
Spotify.
like amazing.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think there's one that really boosts anything over the others. I will say, I mean, probably just because I think most people or more people I know are Spotify users. I think like being on those playlists can definitely help. Because one of my songs, Night After Night, was on Butter, and that's the one that got like 1 million streams, and I feel like it stays kind of like inroads. Like that one never really dips under like a certain amount of streams like per day or per week because of the people that found it there. But I don't know if it was like a personal thing for me. I feel like when I put that out, I don't think I was like prepared to be like, it's on a Spotify featured playlist, like let's like double down and like here's the project and here's the like whatever, because I kind of was just like I was like I fuck with this song heavy, and I was like I think it's amazing and I think it should be a pop sensation, but I wasn't like prepared for that level of like, hey, like okay, like what should I be doing right now?
Yeah.
And then I think it can be a little hard because I feel like there are definitely some background, like it's so simple to like have someone write you an email and get you on a playlist, which is like I submitted regularly through my distributor, and then somebody at that distributor was like going through the songs, I guess, that had been delivered that week or that day, and we're like, oh, like I found this, do you mind if I pitch it for you? And that's how it ended up on Butter and like Fresh Finds and all this stuff. But then it's kind of like, you know, next song comes and I'm like, hey bestie,
Yeah.
can you do that again? And they're like, no. And you're like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So I don't know, I definitely it feels sometimes it feels a bit like chance, and sometimes it feels like someone is standing behind the door and keeping it locked. And if you just send this email for me, please, would you please send this email, then this could be successful. So but it's very subjective and to taste, and it can be kind of annoying when you think something's like really good and you're submitting to blogs and they're like, we don't really like the chorus should come in sooner, or like whatever. But then it's kind of like, if
then you write a song.
No, first of all, yeah.
Then you write
How about you write the song? But then it's also one of those things where I kind of feel like, I wonder what feedback larger artists would get if they were like in this position, because blogs tend to just like write about the people that are already big sometimes,
right?
And so it's kind of like, I don't know, like, would you guys be like, oh my gosh, SZA did da 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 da? And I was saying this as a SZA stan, but I'm just saying, like, I feel like they're so nitpicky about people who it's not proven that it's already amazing, that it's like, if I wrote Control and I put it out and I wasn't like Control Part 2 and I'm not SZA, it's like, we don't know, like, we're just not really feeling the chorus on this.
It's like there's a certain level of, like you were saying, like, you have to have this door unlocked for you, for people to have faith in you, or everyone else is just waiting to be like, well, I'm going to be the next person to discover Control. Great.
They don't really want to discover anything right now.
No.
They want a guarantee.
Yep. Welcome to every single episode of Greek Chorus.
Do you feel like you've had people, because we see it in the actor world, being like, come back when you have 50,000 followers?
Oh,
come back when
absolutely.
You do this.
I think not even, I would say, in my experience, it's less specific, like, come back when you have like whatever, but kind of like what I was saying about the song being on Butter and stuff. People, like, I got like emails from managers and things, and like did calls with people, and they were like, yeah, well, like, let's just stay in touch, and like, you know, like whatever. I'm like, we have not talked since that since that call in 2022. We have not spoken. But then I feel like people want to put like a tiny little foothold in, so that if something bigger does happen, they can be like, well, like, remember we saw you back then, and we're like, hey. Yeah.
And you're like, well, where were the other emails? Where was the follow-up to try and
where
get
was
my
the
other
help?
stuff? Yeah. Do you have a team of people that you work with specifically to write with now? Or do you feel like you get them when you're like, okay, I'm ready to record and get this stuff done?
I feel like it's all pretty sporadic for me, because I work with a lot of artists who, I mean, you know, like, if you're a songwriter, you're an artist, but I work with a lot of, like, they are putting out their own music under an artist project. And so I think finding time when everyone's not like, this is the Dana show, it's like, that's their show, and we have to like find a time for a crossover episode to like really work on something. So it can be a little sporadic,
like getting like even collaboration.
And then it's a little kind of like, sometimes songs are done and it's like, I'm waiting to figure out when I want to put it out, or sometimes I'll like start something and then I'll like try it with somebody, or they'll be like, I'm not really sure where to go, and it's like, okay, and then I'll try it with somebody else, and then I'll be like, I don't really like what you did, and it's like, okay, and it's like,
trial and error.
A lot of trial and error sometimes.
Him and I cannot write together.
Oh,
we
really?
tried, and it's just like not.
There are some people you think like it'd be like, oh, people that you're very close to and get along with really well, you'd think like, okay, we're gonna get in the studio and it's gonna be amazing, and then you're like, we shouldn't do that.
I think he plays classical guitar, and I love that sound, and I wish that I could do it so that I could write it myself. But I'm like, I can play chords and that's it. And then my brain goes, no, but I want it to sound like this. And he can do that for me. But then when we get to lyrics, he's like, I don't want all these like hypotheticals. And I'm like, but the hypothetical's good. What do you mean? You don't like this metaphor? Like, no, I want it this way. And then we're like, well, shit.
I'm like that too. I'm a very like, I feel like I get can get specific about the emotion, but sometimes when I'm writing with friends, they're like, you should say like, you're like, where are we? We're in the bar, or like we're like in the like put it in a place and like put it in a moment.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't like that for me personally. There are a lot of songs I love where people are like telling the story, and I think that's beautiful and brilliant. But sometimes for me, I'm like, oh no, like listen, we're like dropping name brands. Like I'm like, no.
Dropping name brands is crazy.
And I'm wearing jeans that I got at Zara, and and I'm drinking a Moscow Mule.
Like it's very like, let's get specific. And I'm like, I think there's something nice about the ambiguity of the situation.
I mean, women like Joan Baez and Stevie Nicks were famous songwriters because of their ambiguity.
Yeah.
Like, what does the eagle mean?
Yeah, but then you get, or like the fact that like, you can be my Silver Spring. Silver Spring was a sign that they just like saw on a road trip once.
Yeah.
She has no idea what that place is like. She was just like, sounds nice.
Yeah.
Do you have any other questions, Sha?
I guess my last question is, going forward, what's like one thing that you want to like put into your music?
Ooh, what's one thing I want to put into my music? I feel like my music is typically very like I don't really write a lot of like, oh, this is just an idea I had. It's very honest to like what's going on in my life. And I feel like I would love to put more levity into it, because I feel like because it's so easy for me to get into like, this has hurt me, let me write a song. I kind of miss a lot of the like, it's hard for me to write like a fun, happy song. Joy. Yeah. And I feel like the same way I was talking to somebody about journaling and how I feel like I really only use my journal when I'm like, like, I can't believe this is going on. And like, cause it is kind of that like, just trying to like get it out of your body, which is kind of a similar thing for songwriting. But then it's like, if somebody were to pick up my journal, they'd be like, damn, this bitch is angry all the time. I'm like, no, all the pages in between, I was happy. I just didn't know what to say. Cause then it's like, today was a good day. And, and like, that's kind of like the end. So I'm trying to do more like fun, joyous, and kind of like more upbeat, because also I've recognized when I'm on stage, I love a little ballad, and we love to ooh and ah. We love to run a marathon, but I'm like, oh, like I used to, looking at old like performance videos, I'm like, I love to like move on stage and like really like have fun. And it's like, it's hard to have fun when you're like, I'm wearing all black, burying what we should have had. Like, that's not really fun.
But that was bars right
like,
there.
Need someone in the audience being like, yes.
They're like, yes, so grieving, like, yes. So I'm trying to add a little bit more of that in my new music.
Hear that?
Yeah.
Do you want to go into hot takes?
Well, absolutely.
How many do you guys have?
I would like to hear. Can I hear a sample
absolutely.
round?
You want to go first?
I have two.
I have two.
Okay.
My first one, keeping in the music theme, is Ariana Grande just released that she's going on a new tour, and people are pissed because she's only doing like 10 shows. Ariana Grande can do whatever the fuck she wants.
Yeah.
Like,
That's a hot take.
Like, you should be grateful that she's going on tour in the first place. And people are just like, she's only doing one night in all of these big cities. And it's like, yeah, but she's coming. That's better than nothing.
Yeah.
That's true.
So people are pissed, and I think they shouldn't be. Like, girl, just
over
let
it.
her do 10 shows and be like, and
She's
I'm done.
busy. You know what I mean?
She's got other things to do.
Absolutely. Totally.
What's your first one?
The Tesla diner opening last night.
Hello?
Oh?
I don't know
West
about
Hollywood. Yep, there's a Tesla diner. And it's kind of like if Sonic and Elon Musk had a baby.
Ew.
So you have to have a Tesla to go?
No, it's just...
It's inside of a Tesla? What is that?
So, like...
You get inside, and then you can eat, and then
So
you get out of the
Like,
car.
you drive through, and they like have drive-through Teslas. You like put your order, and you just eat inside the Tesla, and then you get out of the Tesla.
So it's modeled after a Cybertruck. And you go in, and like mini little Cybertrucks will like drive up to you and like give you like your meals, and then all the delivery is through Cybertrucks, and all of the proceeds go to Elon Musk, which like that new fear unlocked. Like
Yeah, I
that
hate
is
that.
horrifying.
I don't
want
to eat that food. I'm scared.
Yeah, it's definitely like those. I'm imagining it being made in a microwave, like in Spy Kids, where it's like this tablet makes a hamburger. Oh, good.
No, good. I just spent $35.
Yeah,
Mom, I'm scared. I was driving down. It's on Santa Monica. Like, it's like La Brea and Santa Monica. It's on that corner.
Dang. And I know it's gonna be so popular.
It already was lying around the corner yesterday. I was like, oh, you all hate minorities. Yeah. Not a single person there was not white. And I was like, that's horrifying. That's really scary.
Yeah. I know David Dobrik was up in that line. Yes. Miss Tesla.
Oh my god. That's my first hot take is the Tesla diner. Fucking what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. My first hot take. I want to start this off by saying that as soon as I say this, everyone's going to be like, oh, Benson Boone slander. And no, I'm an equal opportunity hater. And my hot take is that men should stop flipping when they do performances. And I'm saying this because I was watching Building the Band on Netflix yesterday with my friends, and one man in every group was like, here's a backflip. Why? You're supposed to sing.
And also, like, how embarrassing if it goes wrong.
How embarrassing. Honestly, this is for your safety.
Yeah.
Stop flipping. Yeah. I don't want to see the flips anymore. And then it's like, whoa, and the crowd goes like, ah. And it's like, that's not what we're here for, though. I just feel like you're cheating. Like
every time a boy flips whilst singing "A Labubu is Born."
No, actually, literally exactly that.
Oh my god!
Like. A Labubu goes down to hell and gets its mission every time a man flips on stage. I'm tired of the flips. I just feel like it's a cop-out. If you can't just stand there and sing, or you can't hit a 5, 6, 7, 8 and sing, then get off the stage.
Or
I don't want to see the flips. No, see, now we're getting into Benson Boone slander. I don't want to see the flips. This is just about the flips.
In any territory.
Please stop.
This is just... I'd rather see a little jazz square.
Like, yes. Stop the flips.
Because those boys take themselves absolutely way too seriously.
Yeah. I just hate the flips.
How embarrassing.
Yeah. Like, what happened? Does the show stop if they don't hit it? Like,
no. Like, I think it does.
Like, slightly die out.
They're like,
yeah. And then you hear the trumpet in the back. It's like,
yeah, absolutely.
Let's give it a rest.
You said you want to go for your second hot take?
My second one is, I love Trisha Paytas, but Aquaman, let's talk about it. I literally wrote Aquaman, let's talk about it.
That's better than Benihana, honestly.
Yeah, or Papermate.
Yeah.
Aquaman, I get Aqua and be like, it's short for Aquaman, but like,
or Aquamarine.
Aquaman? That's a crazy name. And I saw a TikTok of her being like, this is why I feel connected to this. And like, apparently her husband Moses like actively identifies as like a water human, like a water being.
Sure.
So I'm like, okay, that makes sense in that, like, connecting those dots, like Aquaman, water human.
Aqua.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Aqua's fine, I think.
Aqua's borderline like apple, but it's fine,
Yeah, but...
Aquaman?
Yeah.
Oh.
Aquaman... Also, his name is Aquaman Hackman. Come on. Like...
Oh.
Like, technically full name... Aquaman Moses Paytas Hackman, but Aquaman Hackman.
Awful. That's a terrible.
Crazy.
Poor guy.
Trisha, I still love you though.
My hot take was also about Trisha's baby.
Oh, really?
Yes, it was. And just the prayers. I'm praying.
Yeah.
To just follow Queen Elizabeth. And please. I can't say it because this will get demonetized, but you guys know what I mean.
And I do.
But he was already born, so it can't. Because everyone was like, it's like, Ozzy Osbourne. And then it's like, no, Ozzy died like 7 days after Aquaman was born. They can't be born at the same, like they can't be alive at the same time. It has to
be Well, then I say this, hot take. I think that it will happen the first time that Benson Boone does not land a flip. I think that's what's gonna
That would be
happen.
simultaneous.
The Labubus will have been like, that's their signal.
That's their mission.
Yeah.
That's like signal for them.
They'll just fly over.
They're like, "Ah," like it's just like,
DC we go.
I don't know, like they're like, we're on our way.
So funny.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
that's my hot take. Dana, do you want to wrap us out?
Okay, do I have one more hot take?
If you don't, that's fine. But I know that you do.
Yeah, I'm like, there's something in there, I'm sure. Okay, my hot take, my final hot take, based on I know so many artists who do so many wonderful things and so many terrible things outside of the art that they do because they have to have a day job in order to pay for the art that they make and their, life. And so my hot take is that I think everybody during those 2 years after high school, everyone should have to work a service job. I think you should have to work a service job. I think, you should have to stand and not look at your phone and only be able to pee or eat in a 30-minute period during 8 hours worth of work. I just feel like, obviously I feel like nobody should do that, but since that's where we're at, I just feel like everyone should recognize what's going on.
Yeah.
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 I agree.
Yeah.
Or just do some sort of very humbling service retail sort of job.
Yeah, I think you need to be getting things out of a changing room. You need to be waiting tables.
Yeah.
You need to be working a cash register. You just need I think that would just audacity, I think in volume would go down significantly.
Yeah.
Entitlement as well. Just
I think every
down.
woman past 50 who's going on a Europe trip should have to work at least one shift before she goes. Just to
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
There is something about experiencing people that are acting like it's their first day they've ever been to an establishment.
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
that they're yelling at you to try and change something that corporate told you cannot change.
Yeah. They're acting like it's their first time at the establishment or that they are actually the owner of the establishment.
Yeah.
And they're like, I've been coming here for years. And I'm like, well, if you've been coming here for years, then you should know that these are the rules.
Yeah.
These have been the rules.
Yeah. Make it make sense.
For many a year.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So in support of all my artist friends working their terrible day jobs, I just think that everyone should have to clock in for a moment. Yeah.
Yeah. I 100% agree.
Me too.
Dana, do you want to say where we can find you?
Yes. Okay. You can find me at Dana McCoy, DANAMCCOY _ pretty much everywhere. I'm pretty sure it's my TikTok, it's my Instagram. My Twitter is Dana Ray _ DANARAY. And my music is at Dana McCoy. Yeah. It's spelled the same way every time, so I won't spell it again. But yeah, you can find me everywhere.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you guys for having me.
Of course.
This is so fun. All right. Well,
Joe and I will see you guys
next week. All right. Bye.
Woohoo.
Yay. Woo, you did so good.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
That was so fun.
We like the app.
The gift of gab. I literally asked my friend, I was like, what would you guys say my goddess thing is? And then my friend was like, gab? And I was like, well, yes.
So my
Gab?
phone did turn off after 55 minutes.
Oh.
But at least we have 55 minutes of the podcast, and then I can just put
And
the
also
sound
we have
at
the
end.
sound.
Yeah. So I can put the sound at the end.
Yeah.
That'll be fine.
We are a DIY
Yeah.
program.
Listen,
Listen,
nobody gets that better than me.
you're like, as someone who gets
Queen of
0.0034 cents every time a stream.
My goddess is